Hi friends, welcome back to Rafting Magazine, and today we are talking about thwart placement in boats for R2ing. And for a bunch of years I have always been like, let's put them in the middle, manufacturers put them in the middle, and I've been paddling with Blake a whole bunch, and Blake has turned me on to this new system that I really love. We're going to talk about how you move your thwarts back and get that all set. Let's dive into it.
So yeah, basically I've been messing with the idea of scooting the thwarts further and further back in the boat. It kind of started with the Spud, just because it's such a short boat. You're kind of forced to sit into the back of it, and it really brings the bow up. And that's just something that I wanted to bring into my rafting style. And so I've been scooting the thwarts way back, gets the bow up and over holes all the time. You can get the whole front half of that boat over like a ledge or a lip, whereas when you got more of your weight in the front, the boat likes to dip in. And yeah, you'll kind of plug some stuff, maybe get surfed. There's some disadvantages to it too. You know, you do get the bow up, and sometimes the boat stands up straight and gets sucked backwards, but I found that for me it's been working to have most of the weight behind the center point of the boat.
So the center line of the raft is right about here, and the first thwart is pushed back to this D-ring, and then we've also got this thwart pushed all the way back as far as it can go, basically. This is an Air Puma. And as we're setting this up, how far back do you want to go? What do you want it to look like?
I like to have the majority of the weight, you know, as far as the people behind the center line of the boat. You can really feel it when you're paddling. If you guys both do a nice strong stroke, it'll lift the boat up just a little bit in the front, and you know, it makes a big difference. But yeah, you can be too far back. Being too far back, you're just gonna start hitting waves, and you start feeling this kind of slap. Start feeling that slap, you know you're a little bit too far back, maybe scoop forward. But the front thwart is really what determines where the weight is in the boat. You can move the back thwart around, but nobody really locks in on the back one, you know?
One of the other things I noticed when we were paddling together on a couple different runs was that when you are way back like that, there's less of the boat in contact with the water. I mean, physicists call it like wetted surface, and the more wetted surface you have, the more drag you have. So I noticed when we're paddling, it's so easy to just throw that boat back and forth and all over the place. So that's another advantage that you have with this one. But just like Blake said, set that front thwart first, make sure it's pretty far back, but also you wanna make sure your leg spacing is good with this back thwart. Personally, when I'm kneeling down, I like to make sure there's 2 to 3 fingers between the back of my calf and the front of my knee. And that's kind of good for me. And I know you like to sit a little further back than I do, but you know, that's what works for me. You want to try it out. So get out there, get on the water, try that out. If you have questions for the Spudman, feel free to drop those in the comments below or check them out on Instagram, and we will see you downstream.